Hello everyone, I'm here with a little mini sort of review as such. It's the Accurascale HUO Wagons, which are coal wagons, coal hopper wagons in fact. I'll try and do this video in sections as much as possible, and put the time codes in down below, so if there's a section that you're not interested in you can just skip right ahead. I'm not an expert by any means, so I might say something that's wrong, but don't blame me. Like I say, I'm not an expert. So without further ado, let's get started with showing you what's in the box. Well, it's quite well packaged, I must admit. To prevent damage, so I'm quite impressed with that, for starters. I've got 5 boxes containing the wagons themselves, and they're all wrapped up the same. You don't really need to do too much of an unboxing. I won't bother getting them all out, I don't think, because you not like that. That's, see, there's product code if you want to see exactly what it is. Set A has the route information blanked. That's set B. So what I will do is go straight for another set, set E, which has route information, so you can sort of see the difference between the two. So, like I say, no point in getting them all out. I'll just show you. I'll say the two. So in the box. It's got a nice little sleeve on it. Box itself, a solid cardboard box, much better than the flimsy, the flimsy boxes that you get with other wagons. Inside, turn this down here. Inside, we get some paperwork on the history. I'll hold it there so you can pause it and read it if you are really interested. On the back we have a full blown up parts list, and some information there. So other than that, what we have left is the wagons themselves, and each one, like I say, has got its own little wrapping around it, so it's nice and protected. So I think right now I'll just explain what these were originally for, and go from there. So these wagons were introduced sort of like, from the mid 1950s onwards, up to like 1965, and they were 24.5 ton hoppers. And basically they were used for transporting coal to power stations, for the most part. These do come in 2 different variations. What I've got here is pre-tops, which is generally pre-late 1965, no, pre-late 60s. So basically from when they were built in 1954 up to sort of, yeah, late 60s. And then what they've got bringing out is a tops version, which is something that was introduced in, it says here in 1973, but I think they were looking at it very late 60s. So basically, if you're going for a 70s layout onwards, you'll want the tops version. If your layout is set before the 70s, you'll want the pre-tops. And if your layout is set in the 30s, you probably won't want them, unless you want them anyway, because some people like to run stuff because they like it, and that's absolutely fine. So yeah, like I say, pretty much 21-ton hoppers, pretty basic really. It's all on the sheet. So and it's on Accurascale's website as well, I think, information about them. So yeah, just general all hoppers. But I think I won't bore you too much with that because, like I say, I'm not really sort of into that side of things so much. So what I'll do is explain a little bit about the company, and then we'll look at the wagons. So Accurascale have been doing Irish model railways, I do believe, you know, making stuff for the Irish model railways. For a while, I think. I'm not sure the exact manufacturer, how long I've been doing it, but I do believe they have quite a few products out for that sort of stuff. And this is their first foray into British outline. One thing that they've apparently built a reputation upon is making sure that all the detail is there, you know, that they don't miss anything out, that everything is sort of as it should be, and I believe that they try and make things so that it's ready for weathering. So, you know, rather than you having to take a wagon and then think, oh well, after it was, you know, used for a little bit, this would fall off, so I'm going to have to, you know, remove this and, you know, and add this, and rather than having to do that, everything is generally ready, so you can just literally just get the weathering powders or the paint and just slap it on and weather them up. So in that regard, it kind of fits around the sort of stuff that I like to buy, because I like to go for the sort of detailed stuff. As you may know, if you've seen my class something locomotive workshop class 24 unboxing, and or my Dapal Black Label A4, so I've got a bit of a habit of buying the detailed stuff, and that's why I bought the complete bundle of these. So that's a little bit about the company. I'm not going to delay you anymore. I'm going to show you the wagons, and hopefully we'll try and compare them with some pictures of the real ones. So let's have a look. Right, so let's have a look at this, shall we? I've got one of the unnumbered ones, with the route information blanked, and there we have it. If I try and zoom in a bit so you can actually see the detail. I believe here and here and maybe there, especially sort of there and there, I think they should be what is normally sort of like lettering about route information, so it would say, like, you know, to like, you know, so and so power station or whatever. And if I get out one of the other ones for one of the other packs, you have to bear with me for 2 seconds while I do this. Oop. There we go. If we have a look at this one, And there's one with some route information on. Don't know if it's going to focus or not. Yeah. Load to Thorpe Marsh Power Station. So they're all, each pack is different. They're all numbered different, and they've all got little quirks to them. So as you can see around, they are where it's like jagged lines and not quite straight. That's all intentional, because on the real thing things would get worn and they wouldn't have nice crisp edges. So what would happen is yeah, they just wouldn't look so, you know, so neat and tidy. So again, that's the whole point of the way these are designed, is so that you can just slap the paint on and weather them up, which I think is fantastic. So if we look in detail, like even all these little handles here, oh, they're just absolutely tiny. Brake lever gear, that does actually move. I won't pull on it too much, but if you wanted to say model one of these parts in the siding or something, like permanently, I suppose you could actually dab a bit of glue on and just stick it down so it looked like it was actually in the brake position. So that's quite interesting. It's got all the fine detail on the sole bar. I mean, all this detail in here is just incredible. It's got all the detail on the end. All these are like they're separately fitted. So yeah, I mean, like detail wise, it's pretty incredible. Have a little bit of detail on the inside. But you can actually see that when it's running anyway. Underneath detail, there is actually some. They've moulded all this detail here. In fact, I think some of that actually might be separately applied. Even look, even the even the wire from this lever here. I'm not sure what. I think that's the lever that undoes the coal hopper. Look, they've even put the wire in there. Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, so detail wise, absolutely astounding. You know what I mean? It's, you know, you compare that, say, to a, you know, zoom out a bit. If you compare that to a wagon like this, from another manufacturer, you know what I mean? This is a lot more rigid, a lot more fixed. There's a good amount of detail on that as well, but underneath it's a little bit more plain. And although some people say what's the point in having underneath detail, you don't see it, but if your train is running up, you know, on an embankment, say, and you're looking up at the train, you do actually see some of the underneath detail. So, and I have a section of railway like that planned, so for me it's really good. I like that a lot. Yeah, just look at the. I'm just just admiring all the fine bits of wiring detail and everything. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. It's very delicate. I must admit, in one of the boxes, one of the buffers have popped off, but it's the whole thing, so it just needs a dab of glue and sticking back on. And I think one of those plasticky bits have as well. But again, dab of glue, problem solved. They are so finely detailed, you know, and pretty much everything is there. Yep, sprung buffers as well, for that realistic flavour. Not everyone likes them. I do, especially if you go for screw link couplings or something like that. If you're running tension lock couplers or KDs or something, then yeah, they're kind of pointless, but not everyone does. These have been designed as well for the wheel sets. You can see on the wheel sets here, there's a gap on either side. I don't know if the other wagons do that. They do to an extent, but they have like, yeah, they do to an extent, I suppose. But these are designed around dropping in other wheel sets. So if you're an EM modeler or a P4 modeler, you can just pop these wheels out and pop the other ones in, and they'll fit fine and they'll run fine. So again, you know, thinking ahead, not just thinking about, oh well, how cheap can we make it. They've thought ahead and thought, well, you know, there's a lot of 4mm scales, so let's make it. So I must admit, I keep finding details on these, like these little steps. Oh, yeah. I'm probably going to break in some of the details of some of these. I mean, all this, I think is it brake rigging? I'm not sure. You know, it's the stuff that you get on, usually get on, what do you call it? In little packs when you buy, you know, some rolling stock or something, and it's all separately. You know, you have to fit it yourself if you want it. And it all comes attached, so that's pretty impressive. I mean, if we compare it to the more legit ones, oh, let me zoom out a bit. I've got a picture here off the internet. I'll be honest, when I saw the picture, I wasn't actually sure whether this photo was real or was one of these wagons just weathered up, because they are that detailed. And I've seen some pictures of these wagons weathered up, and you can have a look as well if you like on the Accurascale. I think they've got a Facebook page, and if I remember, I'll link it down below. And some of the weathering some people have done on them, oh, they just look so realistic. You know what I mean? Not like when you get factory weathered. They really do look the business. But as you can probably see, it's struggle for me to do this because I'm right-handed. But you know what I mean? Like, you got to imagine that all these little bits are generally, they're all different, and you can sort of see that with that wagon. They were just sort of painted on a little black spot, and I think they just wrote destinations on, and like say, because they're carrying like coal a lot, you know, and they just got, you know, blotched out, as you can see on. I don't know if I can show you this or not, but on this one you can barely see that patch there, you know, and on this one it's clear as day. So they weathered. They got really rusty and dirty pretty quickly. So the fact that that all these little bits are different adds real character to it. Oh, there's a spider trying to claw around. Go away, little spider. So yeah, all the detail, from what I can see, is there. You know, all these handles and the levers, they're all there. The steps are there. All the detail around the sole bar and the W irons right now. they're all there. So I got this other photo as well off internet, which was from Paul Bartlett's website. So credits to him. As you can sort of see, all the fine detail, all the little bits of wire and everything, they're all there. I think the only thing you're lacking is the three-link couplings. But other than that, all the rest of the detail is there. Which, like, even like I say, even that bit that sort of guided the handbrake. Is it for the handbrake or something? Or for the mechanism for the dropper? Underneath. Yeah, it's all there. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen anything that isn't there, to be honest. So, like I say, I'm not a complete expert, so you'll have to sort of take my word for it. But I am thoroughly impressed personally, and that's why I've kind of bought 5 boxes of these, and like I said, there's 3 in each box. So that's a good rake. So that's pretty much all there is to show. What I will say is there's, like I said, there's 5 packs of these pre-tops ones, which like I say is pre-70s. They retail at £59.95 each for a box of 3. Or you could buy all 5 boxes a bundle for 275 quid, which saves you a few pounds if you want a long rake. The tops bundle, which is coming later this year, I think September, they do a bundle for 325 quid because there's an extra pack in there, but all the packs again retail for the same price of £59.95 for a pack of 3. And they also have one that's coming in a private owner livery, which gives you other options, and I believe they're doing an exclusive one for Rails of Sheffield and I can't remember the other one, the other place where they're doing them. But just to show how accurate they like these, apparently with the Rails set, there was one tiny little detail that was wrong, and instead of just going okay, they actually scrapped the whole lot and they're having the factory remake them just to correct that one little mistake. So I don't know what the mistake was, but apparently it was small. So, you know, if you ever wanted, you know, if you're ever thinking, oh, how, you know, are they really going for accuracy and everything? Well, I think that answers your question. Yeah, so like I say, pre-tops you can buy now. Tops ones are coming later in the year. I do believe that is everything. So what I might try and do is take a few close-ups of the wagons, and you can and put some stills up for you at the end of this. So like I said, I'm thoroughly impressed with them. I think they're amazing little wagons, and I'll be definitely buying some. Probably not more of these, but I do believe they are planning on bringing other items of railway, model railway stuff to the table, and not just wagons. So yeah, maybe a little bit expensive, but you've got the detail. Like I say, I'll link as much as I can below so that you can check them out. And yeah, unfortunately I can't actually show you them running around the layout because, as you can see, the track's not down. So while I'm sorting all that lot out. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I say, I'm not an expert at all this sort of stuff, so this was, yeah, I just thought I'd show you what they are and what they're all about. I do believe these are all made to a limited number as well, so but they are planning on bringing more and more variations of these out, I think. So if you're interested, check out their website, check out their Facebook so you can see some weathered examples, and like I say, they are extremely finely detailed. Like I say, I'll take some photos and put some stills up for you. Yeah, brilliant detail. Right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in another video later when I've got enough for an update. Bye for now.